This is actually going to be quite important, my gorgeous Leonie. On the 13th of March 2024, you need to understand this is very, very important. You will realize that there is an element of your life you are going to need to heal immediately. What do I mean by an element in your life you're going to heal? Well, let me tell you, you will realize that you have got some kind of addiction that you're going to need to do something about. And that in itself is going to become obvious on that particular day. This in itself is very, 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 very important for you to take this seriously. And I'm not saying that you're necessarily like a junkie or something. Please don't get me wrong, because the actual addiction, addiction can come in so many different ways. People are nowadays addicted to all sorts of things. And so I just want you to understand that this particular addiction, if you don't do something about it right now at this stage of your life, it's only unnecessarily going to affect you later on. It's going to be almost impossible for you to do anything about it later on, because you're reaching the stage of your life where you really simply need to do something about it. And I'm not being dark Lala, I'm not being like really dark, negative and all that, but I'm just telling you what am I seeing. This is really important, because you are going to protect your spirit, you're going to protect your soul, you're going to protect your body. So this is why this is so important, my gorgeous Leonie. Indeed, you need to identify and establish what this addiction is, because it's something that you got so used to, lately. And the more you are dwelling in it, the more difficult it's going to be to come out of it later on. I repeat that this is an extremely important stage of your life to do something about it. You know why? Because in a few months down on the line, you have no idea. You have no idea. You literally have no idea, my gorgeous Leonie, how much your life is actually going to change. In general, this year will be different, whether you believe this or not. We have downers everywhere. Everything is dark and negative and nasty. You know what I mean out there? It has been for years. But you must not give it in. Okay, you have to carry on with your plans, my gorgeous Leonie. You have to carry on with your life. And why am I trying to say to you that 2024 in general, it's going to be completely different than you can possibly imagine. And I can tell you in a few months down the line, your life is going to be changing in like major ways. The summer of 2024, it's going to be one of the most beautiful summers you've actually had, because your dream, my gorgeous Leonie, it's about to become your reality. What you are doing right now and where you are, it's not final. You are where you are exactly meant to be at this stage of your life. But the way your life is going to change within the next few months, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Your major dream, it's going to become true. And this is what you need to understand. And when you look at your life and your situation right now, there is always something that is making you feel negative. I'm not saying you're being down, please don't get me wrong, but there's always something that makes you feel negative and unhappy. And it's to do with your surroundings. It's to do with your immediate environment. And it's to do with you needing to do something about it. So now, my gorgeous Leonie, this is why it's important for you to establish what this addiction is, because that bloody bastard is standing on your way. So it could be like anything. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're a junkie, please. I'm not saying you're an alcoholic, necessarily. But maybe you smoke too much. Maybe, I don't know, it's some kind of addiction that you need to do something about it, and it's going to be absolutely obvious on this particular day. okay, and you will be able to do something about it. And the reason why is to do with this particular day. It's not only this is going to become obvious on this particular day, my gorgeous Leone, but at the same time you will be able to do something about it, okay, as long as you establish this and as long as you're honest with yourself. Maybe you were aware of this before, but you just haven't been honest with yourself. Well, on this particular day, your addiction, it's actually going to be highlighted. So you see how many elements are actually connected to this. You see, I started to talk to you about what your whole year it's gonna be like. So this is an important element to remove. And if you carry on with this, it's gonna become irreversible. So just trust me when I say it to you. This is so, so, so important, my gorgeous Leone, indeed. On another note, one more thing I want to say really quickly in terms of the actual days. On the 17th of March is the second important date. This week I'm giving a couple of dates. The reason why, because the week is very special. This week is very important because it's starting on the 11th of March and it's gonna end up on the 17th of March. You get me? 11 and the number 17. These are very powerful numbers that created this major energy in between the 11th and the 17th. So on one hand, we're gonna be extremely spiritual and we're gonna be internally guided and we're gonna feel like some kind of presence around us, you know. But then on another hand, we are also gonna come out of our comfort zone and we will be facing some kind of a demons we do not want to face, but we're also at the same time gonna beautifully surprise ourselves as well because of this energy. What this energy will do to us in the first place in order to respond in the best possible way, where we surprise ourselves, but we also make 50 steps forward at the same time, like, oh my God. So what's going to happen on the 17th? On the 17th of March, somebody specific, it's going to be on your mind, my gorgeous Leone. Somebody who you haven't seen in ages. Maybe somebody from your childhood, maybe the certain family member, maybe the certain friend, but somebody, some kind of blast from the past is going to be on your mind. I don't need to tell you to get in touch with that person, because somehow you are going to get in touch with that person who haven't been on your mind for absolute ages. And once you get in touch with this particular person, you're going to realize something, because that particular person is going to point something to you, something which you've forgot about yourself, and something that you should be doing, and something that needs more of your energy, and something that you have been neglecting. And as soon as you're kind of reminded of this in itself, it's going to kind of bring you the great sense of urgency. And this is because you will be reminded of the right thing. And once you're reminded of this, you know, one thing is going to lead into another, and you are about to open the door you never knew existed. Yet again, you know, the powerful light of those gorgeous people in our lives in the middle of the darkness are guiding us along the way. It doesn't surprise me, because it comes from the people who are so connected to us. And this is to do with either certain family member or a certain friend, for example, but somebody who you just maybe don't even see like in 20 years or whatever, and then you're still like the same. Hello, all right, my love. You know, you're always the same. You know, there's nothing holding back. You're not holding back anything. It's one of those special people in our life. So now, my gorgeous Leone, let me just start with the first part of this week. You are going to have such a beautiful and gorgeous surprise at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Leone. You are going to have such a beautiful surprise, and I'm so happy for you. The surprise that you are going to have, it's most certainly going to make you feel really happy, and it's to do with this amazing news, which is going to give you instantly this courage, and it's going to make you feel really optimistic as well. You know, as soon as you become aware of this good surprise, as soon soon as you become aware of this amazing news, which is going to make you feel so optimistic and happy, you're immediately going to be reminded of this specific person who gave you like this brilliant advice. And not only that, it's not only that, my gorgeous Leone, but now you are gonna become aware of a very, very important opportunity. Oh my God, when you become aware of this opportunity, things are gonna start changing like almost immediately. Oh, this is gonna elevate you so much, my gorgeous Leone. And that amazing opportunity, I mean, I'm not being funny, but this is like an opportunity like that you can only dream about. This is to do with your dreams. I don't even know how to explain this with any other words. This is like to do with your dreams, and you are gonna feel so passionate, you're gonna feel so good, you're gonna have all sorts of realizations on your mind in terms of planning for the future. You're gonna perk up like, oh my God, you are in itself gonna feel very proud of yourself that you're reaching this stage of your life, and those people who know you are gonna feel proud of you as well. Someone is gonna come forward, somebody very close to you, and you will know that that person is proud of you, and I love you for it, because this is all down to, you know, you being you, your hard work, and you believing in yourself, my gorgeous Leone. So now you will feel very passionate, and you are going to feel extremely energetic and active. This is the beginning of a very special journey, which is going to require from you to make an important decision, like a really quick decision, not important decision. Of course it's important, but it's like a really quick decision. And that quick decision that you're going to make, it's important to mention that at around that time, it's going to be on your mind. Yes or no, 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 Leo or Leo. Now, seriously, it's going to be yes or no, and the answer is going to be yes, yes, yes. This is what you need to understand, and when you need to remember, yes, to make some kind of a compromise, because by making some kind of compromise, you need to understand this is a lot to do with you letting go of something you find very, very hard to let go of. But then again, this is going to show your own power, your own strength, your own confidence, your own resilience, because it's to do with an ongoing battle in your life that is just making you feel paranoid and anxious and battle weary at the time when you shouldn't even be like kind of battle weary. Do you see what I mean? So this is why this is so important, because now this is something that's actually making you feel really tired, because it has been draining your energy for a long time. It's to do with an element of your life that has been draining your energy for a long time. So it is to do with something that has karmically come to an end. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's something that we used to feel passionate about and then it's just not working no longer for us. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean we fail. No, baby, no. It means that we are just moving on to the other things in life. You know, we are constantly growing and evolving and changing. Our mind is changing. Our spirit is changing. Our way of thinking is changing. So of course, that this in itself is going to attract new people, new situations, and new experiences into our lives. That's exactly what's happening right now here, my gorgeous Leone, the beginning of a very, very special stage in your life. Oh my goodness. And also, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, this is remarkable in so many different ways. By the time you get into the mid part of this week, you know, what are you gonna discover is so important. What are you gonna find out? What are you gonna realize? What are you going to discover? What are you gonna find out? And what are you gonna realize? It's so important, my gorgeous Leone. When it comes to you moving into your true self, at that moment in time, you're going to rise above the darkness, and you're gonna realize, baby, the light is there. What is actually going to happen? What are you gonna discover? It's gonna, you know, this in itself, it's gonna kind of give you, first of all, it's gonna make you feel extremely curious about something, extremely curious, but it's to do with some kind of a new idea. You know, you're going to become very curious about this new idea, but that is going to have elements of maybe collaboration and learning something. This is what you need to remember. This in itself, my gorgeous Leone, it is indeed the beginning of a very kind of a personal transition in your life. When it comes to you removing yourself, you see, from things that have been kind of making you feel exhausted for so long, but then again, at the same time, you're following your heart, because this in itself, this new idea which you are going to have, which you're going to become very, very curious about, this in itself, you will be able to follow your heart. This is the beginning of a personal transformation, but it's also going to lead towards a personal celebration, okay? When it comes to inner harmony, the beginning of a very special transition in your life, which means that on another note, you are gonna kind of be facing a certain challenge here, an important challenge. You're gonna be facing an important challenge. When it comes to that idea, you're gonna become curious about. Just remember, first of all, you're gonna discover something, then you're gonna have this new idea that you're gonna become so curious about, then you're gonna realize that you need to kind of learn something, and maybe it's to do with a certain collaboration for a while, but then again, it's going to lead towards you kind of realizing ultimately that, what you're doing right now, you're doing the right thing because you're following your heart, you're following your intuition, but you are also going to run into a little challenge. And what I really, really like here, this is crazy, this is important. You will know that you are going through some kind of personal transition and personal transformation the moment in time you run into this challenge that you're gonna run into. And now you are gonna basically you will not make this impulsive mistake because you've learned from the past. Something is gonna remind you of your past. Something is gonna remind you of some kind of uncomfortable and dark and a negative situation you've been through when you made an impulsive mistake. This challenge is going to remind you of that, but because you've learned from the past, right now you will be able to apply this into your life, my gorgeous Leone, and you are most certainly, no baby, no, you're not going to make this impulsive mistake. This is a very, very powerful and sacred sign of your realignment, okay? Something huge is gonna happen this week. Huge. Because you're healing and ascending onto the next level of your spiritual journey. As soon as you're reminded of some kind of a lesson that you learned from the past, some kind of a challenge which you can apply to this situation, oh my God, you are sailing about 10 steps ahead, my gorgeous Leone. This is brilliant, and this is a pure sign of your spiritual growth. You're growing, you're evolving, you're changing, which means that very soon after that moment in time, of course, pam, 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 and the last part of this week is bringing an unexpected change. Of course, this is it. You see, now you gain the most out of it, out of your spiritual path, out of your spiritual experience. You gave in your all and you did the right thing. You did not make an impulsive mistake because you learned from the past. So when something like that happens, it's normally followed by something, I know you're gonna freak out, but it's normally followed by something which is really, really unexpected, which is exactly going to happen right at the end of the week, because there needs to be like a pretty much so specific response from you, which is going to pretty much so establish how far you're gonna jump after that moment in time. And this is entirely down to you, so you must not be able to be prepared. This needs to come spontaneous. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. So the last part of this week, my gorgeous Leone, yes, you are gonna become aware of this sudden change in your life. You're gonna become aware of a sudden change in your life. It's not only about this sudden change, but it's more about this revelation. It's more about this sudden insight insight, and the sudden insight which you are going to have, this is gonna be brilliant, because you will know exactly what do you need to do, what do you need to contribute when it comes to your future, when it comes to the specific point where you want to get, but also when it comes to you just jumping much quicker, much sooner. So what you're doing right now, this sudden insight is going to open your eyes, and it's going to give you something you didn't have before, like a spiritual key, baby, which is going to allow you to speed things up, almost like you're going to become aware of like a little secret formula here. Absolutely mind-blowing and remarkable. So it's to do with your future, but it's this revelation and sudden insight, and you will know exactly what do you need to do in order to speed things up in your life. So this massive question is most certainly going to be answered when it comes to you doing something you were so worried or scared about. You will see what you didn't see before, and that in itself is going to change everything, because when it comes to this contemplation, you are really gonna you are gonna have like a contemplation after this moment in time. Oh my God, because this in itself is going to start changing things. And so when it comes to this contemplation that you are going to have, what you're going to realize, it's not about contemplation. You're just going to be thinking what you're going to do first and this and that, but then again you're going to realize there are actually unlimited possibilities that are waiting for you, and this in itself is going to put a big smile on your face, and it's going to leave you with absolutely no options but start making certain changes in your life immediately. Okay, my gorgeous Leonie, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye. Mwah.